This is Nick with logosbynick.com, and in this tutorial I'll be demonstrating how you can create this distressed text effect using Inkscape. But before we get started, if you'd like to learn more about how Inkscape works, be sure to check out my Inkscape Masterclass. It's a collection of over 60 videos where I go over every tool and feature in Inkscape, and I explain what it is and demonstrate how it works. I'll have a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. So to get us started here in Inkscape, the first thing we want to do is set up our document so that we are all working with a similar workflow. To do that, I'll come up here to where it says View, make sure we have Custom selected, and then go to Zoom, and where it says go to View, Zoom, and we're looking for Zoom 1-to-1, like that. And for this tutorial, we're going to want to disable snapping, which is up here, this icon in the top left-hand corner. Just click on that to disable it. If you already have it deselected, then you're good to go. And then finally, we want to open up the Fill and Stroke menu, which is over here. Or you could press Control, Shift, and F on the keyboard to open that up. So the first thing I'm going to do is create some text. So let me grab the text tool over here, click on the canvas, and for this tutorial, I'm just going to use a capital letter G. You can use whatever letter or number you want, though. And I'm going to change the font of this. So I'm going to click on the text editor up here, this little T icon, and I'm going to change this to League Gothic. You don't have to use this font. You could use whatever font you'd like. It should work just fine with this tutorial. And let me grab the select tool over here, and let me just scale this up. Oops, not like that. Let me grab this arrow right here, then hold Control to lock the proportions. Put this towards the center of the page, scale it up a little more. That's looking pretty good. And now what I want to do is convert this from a text object to a path so that we can edit it further. To do that, I'll go to Path, Object to Path, and then click on the Ungroup button over here, which is this icon that says Ungroup, or you could press Control, Shift, and G. Now I will take the opacity and bring this down roughly in half. And in order to give this the distressed effect, we're going to do two different things to it. Number one, we're going to roughen the edges so it looks more whimsical. And number two, we're going to add a vector texture to the center of the letter here. So starting first with the roughened edges. To do that, I'm going to grab the Edit Paths by Nodes tool. And what we're looking at is the number of nodes here in the letter. If you notice in this curve over here, we have a lot of nodes, but in this straight line, we don't have very many nodes at all. So what we want to do is add some new nodes in here by double-clicking these lines so that it's more consistent with the rest of the design. Because the way we're going to roughen these edges is by altering the position of these nodes using an extension, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. So go ahead and add some new nodes where they are needed so that it looks more consistent all the way through. Maybe I'll put one here, another one right here. And I'd say that's looking pretty good right there. So we'll go back to the Select tool. What I want to do now is go to Extensions, Modify Path, and click on Jitter Nodes. And I'm going to use these presets right here, 1.0, 1.0, Shift Node selected, Shift Node handles deselected, Uniform, and go ahead and click Live Preview to see how it looks. Now the numbers that you should use here depend entirely on the size of your letter. If you notice here, displacing these two axes at 1 pixel is perfect. It looks good right there. If this were too high, let's say if I had something like 10, it would look something like that, where that's too much. It doesn't even look like a letter anymore. So I want to lower that to 1. Now I'm mentioning this because you're probably going to have to use a different value other than 1 in order to get this result. So make sure to play around with these numbers a little bit to see what gets the best result. What we're looking for is this right here, where the edges just look a little roughened like that. That's perfect as it is. So I'll click Apply, then close out of that. And now what we want to do is apply a texture to this letter. But I don't want to apply the texture to the entire letter. I want it to only be applied to the center of the letter here, the middle portion. So I'm going to create a duplicate of this letter and then offset it to make it smaller, and then use that as the reference selection for applying the texture. So I'm going to right-click this object and go to Duplicate. And I'm going to make this green just so we could differentiate it. And I'm going to come up here to where it says Path, and I'm going to click on Simplify to get rid of some of those nodes that we added. And then we'll come over here and go to Path, and I will look for Dynamic Offset. And now I want to take this little node up here and just bring this down so that we have this smaller version of the letter inside of it like that. And that green area, that's where we want the texture to be applied. So let's finalize that by going to Path, Object to Path, go back to the Select tool, and now what I want to do is import a vector texture. I will have this linked in the description of the video to where you can go and download this SVG texture so you can work with it. I'm just going to open up the folder here on my other monitor, And well, I'll show you over here. If I have this open like this, I'm going to take this scratch.svg and I'm just going to click and drag that into Inkscape like that. And it's going to ask all of this stuff. I'm just going to leave the defaults, click OK. And there is our, let me zoom out a little bit. To zoom out, I'm just going to hold Control and roll down the mouse wheel. There is our vector texture. Now let me position this over the green area. If you notice where the red and the green are intersecting, that's going to be the area where the texture is applied to the letter. So I just want to make sure I have it positioned where I want it. That right there looks pretty good. So I'm going to click on this green letter to select that. And then I'm going to hold Shift and click on the red texture. And with them both selected, I'll go to Path, Intersection. And then I'll hold Shift and click on the letter and go to Path, Difference. And what we can do now is bring the opacity all the way back up and zoom out. And as you can see, we are finished. That is how you can pretty easily create a distressed text effect using Inkscape. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.